Hello and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. We've got a lot of stories making the rounds in the world of sports. That's going to be good for your listening, pleasure and watching this lovely Wednesday morning in the city of Abuja. Okay, straight to athletics. Let's start from home, from athletics, the AFN. But this time around, we want to talk about an individual athletes, that is in person of Favor of Philly, finally becoming a professional athlete. You might be wondering, was she not a professional athlete before? But because of her age, you turn a professional. What it means is that once you are 18 plus a certain age, you cannot sign a professional contract with any kit outfit you deem, if you will, with any organization you want to have a contract with, in whichever way they want you or whatever they want you to do for them. But this time around, after she signed a contract with one of the kit manufacturing companies in the world right now, being turned a professional, she has the opportunity to sign that contract, and she went straight to her social media account to actually announce that, and it's something of joy for Favor Philly, who also is penned down among the athletes that will be going for the World Athletics Championship in Budapest in Hungary. That is just few days away. The World Athletics Championship will be starting on the 19th. That is few days away from now, and we will be seeing Favor Philly in the 200-meter race and representing Nigeria in the 200-meter race, and then also among the 4x100-meter relay race for the women, where they got the automatic qualification due to the fact that they won the Commonwealth Gold, and at the same time during the qualification series they were able to make the time right there in the city of Benin. And it's a good news for Favor Philly, which is actually encouraging. This is a morale booster for her after signing that contract with the kit manufacturing company. I don't want to call the name of that company. If they actually want a PR, then they should move straight down to Trust TV. I trust you. We're going to give them the best. But it's a good news for Favor Philly, who has actually signed a professional contract right now, and it's just encouraging, because this is one of the bright prospects in the 200-meter race for Nigeria. And believe you me, Favor Philly is actually a good athlete. We had some fears some few weeks ago that she will not be able to make it to Budapest, but thank God that she's back up and running, and she's ready to hit the track in Budapest. That is in the 200-meter race, as in the section. That is where she's going to be showing her mettle, showing her power, showing her prowess, and we hope she comes back with a gold medal. This time around, not a silver medal, but a gold medal in the 200-meter race for the women. And it's a good one. Now that she has signed a professional contract, a lot of contracts will be coming her way that she will be signing, because this is the dream of every athlete. Once you turn a professional, you have that opportunity to sign contract with either kit outfit or whatever, and that is what Favor Philly has actually done. And she went straight to her social media account to actually announce that and give glory to God Almighty, who made her, who has actually given her this opportunity and this level in life, in her career. And for Favor Philly, we just hope from now on it's going to be good for her. Sincerely speaking, Favor Philly has actually done well for Nigeria ever since she came on board. We remember her at the Youth World Youth Games, at the African Youth Games, and from there on, it has been a good one for Favor of Philly. Okay, we have Michael, all the way from Plateau State, who is joining us via Zoom, ready to do justice to some of the stories we have on the show 360 Sports this morning. And we're starting with Favor Philly. Michael, Favor Philly, finally a professional athlete.
Yes, of course. It's a dream come true. We've been waiting for this for quite some time. she has dominated the American NCAA circuit. And Nigerians need to know that in the history of American college university sports, she became the first woman to dip under 11 seconds. And of course, in the history of Nigeria as a whole, she became the first Nigerian woman to dip under 22 seconds in the 200 meters. So you are looking at a lady who has what it takes to become the greatest 200 meters runner to ever come out of Nigeria and, of course, even in African continent. She's doing things that Mary Onyali and Blessing Okagbare could not do in their time. Favor of Philly is one athlete you need to look out for. She announced it on her Instagram page. We are very happy for her that she'll be joining Adidas. Yes, an athlete needs to be encouraged by joining big franchises where their bills can be paid, and definitely the best will come out of these athletes. Of course, she's a World Games silver medalist, All African Games silver medalist, of course, a gold medalist in the last 4x1 in the Commonwealth Games. So look out for Favor of Philly. She's definitely going to hit the Budapest ground running.
Okay, she's definitely going to hit the Budapest ground running, where the AFN actually listed her after the injury scares, and thank God she's back up and running. Okay, let's leave that story quickly and come back home. Let's go head straight to Lagos. It's not a good one. It's not a good news coming out from Lagos, where the Tigers, in fact, they lost the touch. They lost the touch, and they lost that completely. Now, we will not be participating in the Paris Olympics after they lost their second game at the pre-Olympic qualifiers right there in Lagos. They lost their first game. They lost to Mali, 93 points. They lost that. And then this time around again, they lost to Senegal, I beg your pardon, their first game, and now they lost their second game to Mali. And because of this defeat right now, Nigeria, the Tigers, will not be participating in the Olympics come 2024 in Paris. The final score was 68-77. If you look at the first quarter, Nigeria won the first quarter 17-15. In the second quarter, 26-23. And then in the third quarter, 18-15. And then the last quarter, they actually blew Nigeria away. Poor one from Nigeria. They were leading at first, but the Malians had to actually rally around. They came back rioting 24-7 in the fourth quarter, and that was how we lost it. Michael, I think if you look at the whole issue surrounding MBBF and then what is happening to our basketball teams, is not a good one at all. For the ladies, it was a sheer determination and focus they used in winning the FIBA Afro Basket in Rwanda. But for the guys, it's actually a painful one right now as we speak.
Yes, of course, we need to be honest. If you look at the female squad, you would see that the very best of Nigerian players overseas always turn up for the tournaments. Except for, I think, Erica that couldn't make it last time. But the Tigers still shined, nevertheless. But for the male category, only Chimeze Metu, is turning up for the Tigers. And when we know that we have Josh Okogie, we have Okongu of Atlanta Hawks, we have Ochai Agbaji playing for Utah Jazz. We have Nigerians all over the NBA. We have Precious Achua playing for Toronto Raptors. We have players that can get us to the Olympics and even take us far. How can we be in London? How can we be in Rio? How can we be in Tokyo and then not be in Paris? It's a shame. It's a shame because put NBBF aside. The truth of the matter is our best players are not turning up for us when it comes to the national team. Our best players are not turning up. We only have to rely on players from Kwara Falcons, Mike Okiki, the three Michaels, Ofuegu. These are the guys that represent Nigeria, and we know that they've not been playing any league in the last 4 years, but they are the best legs to represent Nigeria. Yes, definitely, you would not just blame it on the home base alone. The fact that I saw poor coaching in the fourth quarter. How can you be winning the first quarters and then you'll be going on a 24/7 run in the fourth quarter, third and fourth quarter. It's not just okay. It doesn't tell well of the team. I think the team still needs some tactical adjustments. I think that team needs to be overhauled. But then we need
Yes.
to talk to our overseas players to turn up for national team.
Yes, the team needs to be overhauled. That is Oga Daudu's team. And if like you said, if not for the MBBF house that is not in order, some of these are foreign based players would have turned up for the D Tigers, would have turned up for Nigeria. But somebody said something, and in a way, though I just pretended as if I did not hear that, he opined that MBBF should be scrapped completely, or they should just put up a body, constitute a committee that will run the MBBF for the next 2-3 years, and then let them conduct a fresh election for those who have no business with, though they are in they are in basketball, but they don't involve themselves in the politics. I don't know if you actually share that idea, that opinion with that person, though I did not mention the word when the person said that.
Yes, of course, I share in that opinion. The crisis is obvious that there is no solution. The only thing is dissolution. As long as the Sports Commission can dissolve the entire elections that held last time, both the Kida faction and the other one, Tijani Umar, I think both of them.
Okay, we lost.
The election needs to be conducted.
Okay, and those elections needs to be conducted, and we need a fresh body, fresh persons, those who don't even who have not been into the political aspect of the MBBF before. Let them come on board, constitute a body that will actually run that association for the federation for the next 2-3 years, and let's also have peace. Okay. Let's move away from Nigeria and head straight to Australia, where the FIFA Women's World Cup is ongoing. And for the Spanish women, it was a big one for them. Drama ceased not to stop in the FIFA Women's World Cup after Sweden equalized that goal. Just 98 seconds being between the equalizer and then the winning goal between Spain and Sweden. 2-1 it ended, and now Spain are into their first ever FIFA Women's World Cup final. What a feat, what an achievable feat for the Spanish women national team. Michael, though I rooted for Sweden, I wanted Sweden to go through, yes, because
of course they have been on a fairy tale run.
Okay, their semi-final losses continues. This is not the first time they will be losing in the semi-final. This is not the second time. The third one, I don't know what's happening to Sweden. Once they get to semi-final, they lost, and then the other team goes straight. But for the Spanish women, first time ever into the Women's World Cup final.
Yes, I'm so happy for the Spaniards. I mean, they've been watching their men sail through top the European tier for many years, and the women were nowhere to be found. It's glad that the women, the Spanish ladies can now rub shoulders with their male counterparts. That yes, you did it at the masculine level. We will do it at the feminine level. They've had quite a fairy tale run. Of course, they have obviously learned from their men. And we look forward to seeing them in the finals. But I strongly believe that the winner of this World Cup will come between England and Australia. That's what I still believe.
Okay, that is what you still believe. Talking about that for the Spanish women, congratulations to them for going through to the final, first ever final for them. And then talking about the second semi-final quickly, it will be coming up in few minutes from now. England will be battling host Australia. That is in the second semi-final. Australia, England, and these two countries have something in common. But if you look at the way the two teams have fared so far, from the group stage down to the round of 16, quarter-final, and now semi-final, I think the two teams deserves, though Australia deserves to be there. For England, where through penalty shootout in the round of 16 against Nigeria, they got to the quarterfinal and they defeated Colombia 2-1, and now into the semi-final to face host. What are your expectations in this particular game?
Okay, yes, I didn't get too clearly, but I don't know if you are talking about England or
yes,
Australia.
England against Australia. What are your expectations? Is the second semi-final?
Yeah, I expect the English team looks poised. They look like the best team on paper. If you look at their run right from the group stages, they've been dominant all through, and their presence in the semi-finals comes as no surprise. And that little wonder, I don't know what Infantino and the rest did, that they are thinking of how to get back Lauren James for the finals. But the truth of the matter is England looks like they are ready to win it all. As European champions, they want to crown it up to become world champions. But then the Australians, first time being in the semi-finals, I believe that the crowd is behind them. They've broken all the records for television viewership. Before, many were ignorant, don't watch football that much. But for the fact that their women made it to the semis, so many of their citizens are now interested in football. And I believe that that momentum will give Australia a chance. But I see England going all the way to the finals.
Okay, you see England going all the way to the finals. What is your prediction? Final score of the game?
Yes, I see England coming out maybe 2-1.
Okay, 2-1, you said. Okay, let's see how it ends. In a few minutes from now, we'll be having that game up and running. England against Australia. Okay, quickly, let's go away from the FIFA Women's World Cup and now stay in Europe. Let's leave that continent, the Australian continent, and come back to Europe, where the big one will be happening later tonight. That is the Champions League winner and the UEFA Europa Cup winner. That is Sevilla against Man City. Man City against Sevilla in the Super Cup final. You know, Manchester City defeated Inter Milan in the final of the Champions League to lift their trophy for the first time. And then Sevilla also doing it in style against Roma to lift their Europa title. They are called the King of Europa, the 7th time they are winning it against AS Roma in the final last season. And now the Super Cup final between these two will be coming up later tonight. Firepower for Manchester City. They've acquired some services of good players, likes of Josko Vardiol in defender, and they are going for more. Now, Michael, these two teams will be facing each other in the group stage of the Champions League. They met each other now into the Super Cup final. These two teams will be coming up against each other. Big one for Man City, big one for Sevilla. Over the weekend, Manchester City started the defense of their Premier League title with a 3-0 thrashing of Burnley, another champion from the EFL. Now, the Super Cup final. Who do you think, where is the pendulum going to swing to?
Yes, definitely. It's going to be Manchester City all the way. As a fan of the English Premier League, definitely I'll be rooting for Manchester City. They have the firepower from defense to midfield to even attack, despite the fact that De Bruyne will probably be absent for this. But I still see Man City going all the way. The last 4 encounters between Man City and Sevilla in the Champions League, Man City whitewashed Sevilla in all of the previous encounters. So I don't think this will be an exception, especially when a cup.
Okay, you don't see this to be an exception, especially since it's a cup final. On paper, Manchester City looks good to win, but let's not forget that this is football. Something else can happen. Miracles happen in football. At the end of the day, it could be Sevilla, it could be Manchester City. Okay, let's see how it's going to end between these two teams later tonight, because it's a big one for Manchester City and for Sevilla. They are the king of Europa, though for Man City, they say they are the defending champions of the Champions League. Also, they are the defending champions of the EPL. They won all the cups available last season. And this time around, can they add this told their cabinet they lost the first trophy of the season, that is the Community Shield Cup. They lost that to Arsenal via penalties, and now the second one, are they going to lose it again to Sevilla? Let's see how it ends tonight. Tonight, that game will be coming up, and Man City will be taking on Sevilla in the Super Cup final. Okay, quickly before we go on the show, let's go straight to some transfers. Now, let's start with a Nigerian, Odion Ighalo. This man loved the Asian continent so much. Now, he loved the Middle East this time around. He was in China. I came back to Europe and back, and I now went straight to the Middle East. Now, he has signed for Al Wihda, joined Al Wihda in Saudi Arabia. Odion Ighalo is not new to that league. He played for Al Shabab and played for Al Hilal, and now he has joined Al Wihda, all of them Al. Now, Odion Ighalo, after retiring from football, that is for the national team, now he wants to continue doing well in club football, but he wants to continue in the Middle East.
Yes, of course. We are very happy for Odion Ighalo. He has proven that he's an ageless striker. It's a good one for him because staying in Al Hilal, he may not get playing time, especially now that they have a lot of high export rate from Europe. We have about 5 European players, and now with Al Hilal. So I think it's a good thing for him to move away from Al Hilal to Al Wahab. I think it's better for him so that he can still have opportunity for more playing time. So it's a good move for Odion Ighalo, one of Nigeria's best ever strikers.
One of the Nigerians ever best striker. Okay, Michael, before we go on the show, let's take this big one also, the Middle East. The sweeping of Europe continues. Now, another big player, a big star in world football, in person of Neymar, has joined where Odion Ighalo left. That is Al Hilal. Now, the money they are going to pay this this man, in fact, so much. But Neymar has decided to leave PSG and complete that move to Al Hilal. Now, well, I think the Saudi Arabians are actually spending the money. They want to sweep the whole of Europe of big stars.
Yes, definitely. Neymar will receive 6 times the salary he was receiving in PSG. I mean, he's going to be taking, I think, 150 million euros a year, which is 6 times more than what PSG gave him. Yes, I think it's good for him to go to Saudi because he has won 13 trophies with PSG. He has won several trophies, even with Barcelona. At the national team level, I think he's one of the greatest Brazilians ever to play. This is one of the greatest players of all time. And I think it's time to just triple his net worth. And I think going to Saudi will further profile his brand on a higher level. I think I'm happy for Neymar. There are 5 players in Europe that are already in Al Hilal. So with Neymar there, definitely they are going to continue to win the domestic titles. You know, they've won 18 league titles. And of course, Odion Ighalo helped them to score the winning goal in the last season when they won their 18th league title. And the presence of Neymar will even further consolidate them to win even further.
Okay, the presence of Neymar will actually add a bite and a life into that team again to see if they can actually win it. Let's not forget that the likes of Kante, Benzema, they are all in Al Ittihad. Al Nassr have Ronaldo, they have Mane, they have Brozovic, a lot of players there. So this time around, it's not going to be a business as usual for Al Hilal. Neymar alone cannot do it. So that is where we'll leave it on the show 360 Sports. Michael, thanks for your insightful analysis so far on all of the topics this morning.
Thank you very much. You're always the best.
All right. Thanks for watching. I am Emmanuel Fashimi.